morning. We are actually a couple of days into cranberry harvest here. I'm Jennifer, this is A Country Life, and I thought it would be kind of fun to finally get the camera out here and just kind of catch up with what's going on. The only time that we actually have water up on the cranberry beds is during harvest, and then there is winter flooding, but at that point the cranberry vines are dormant and there's no fruit on them. Starting last night, Warren started running water onto the beds, which means that he's opened up the bulkheads and allowed water to run from a reservoir onto these beds here. He gets the water up just high enough so he can rake the ditch edge. So you'll see that he has this special apparatus that hangs out, kind of like a boom, you might say, that hangs out over the ditch edge. He lowers the rake with the tines into the water, and he's brushing that against the cranberry vines. And they're on little tiny, tiny stems. Once they float, and he runs the rake over, knocks the berries off the vines, and then they float. He does this 2 times around. The rest of the bed is then harvested by taking the tractor right out into the bed. It's not done from the dike like you see here. He likes to do a couple of rounds just so that he doesn't have to get the tractor so close to the ditch edge when he's in the bed. Once those couple of rounds are done, it's time for everyone else to get into the bed and start pulling the pipe. We have aluminum pipe. It goes in the spring and it comes out in the fall. So Peter here is unhooking the pipe. Tell us what kind of pipe this is called, Peter.
When you pull them out of the bed, you do twist and pull, but then when you put it on the dike, when you hook it up, you have to go back and then drop that latch, and then it locks it.
Okay. All right, very good. And these are 3-inch pipes here?
Yep. So we had 2-inch at the very start of the bed.
All the way down there.
All the rest down at 3-inch. And this is pretty much the biggest pipe, other than on some of our other beds we have a 4-inch pipe.
All right, so he is pulling pipe from the bed. He's got the hip boots on. I have just knee boots on. I'm waiting. And once he has all of it up, then I will start on that end and start putting it up onto the dike here. We'll hook it back up, stake it in place so that it just stays nice and straight and out of the way for the remaining part of the year until next spring. He was just kind of struggling with that one a little bit. Sometimes the cranberry vines will grow over the pipe and kind of almost lock it right into place. So sometimes you have to gotta dig around a little bit to be able to get to that pipe. What happened to the hip boots?
They were too hot.
Too hot? So now what?
My feet were already wet, so I might as well just not wear boots.
Stocking feet?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there it is. Stocking feet, Peter. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Do we go
all the way to the end, but
and then do the first 2 have to overlap at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So this is what's left of the cardboard that I used to seal the bulkhead with, and honestly it was a complete success, and this is exactly what I wanted it to do, because it gets so waterlogged that it works itself into all the cracks between the boards, and I was able to seal the bulkheads completely to keep the water out. And now we're on to the next bed, so this comes out and gets tossed, and I flooded the next bed. So this is a good trick. I like to save all my cardboard.
Good morning. It's another harvest day here. It is a day that the crew is all here. Everybody has already swip-swapped boots and gotten the ones that fit best. Anyway, I have a couple of crock pots out here. It's a rainy day. Well, it has finally stopped, but it was just pouring rain this morning. And I had a couple of my early September meals in the freezer still. And so I brought out the biscuits, or not the biscuits, but I brought out the sausage gravy as well as the chili. And I'm just gonna get both of these going in the crock pot here this morning. Now, if you saw that video, you'll remember I mentioned when I put the stuff into the freezer, I write on the lid if there's anything I need to do. So this here, chili, needs 2 quarts of tomato juice and 2 cups of noodles. I'll boil the noodles separately. And you're actually sitting on my tomato juice that I brought up yesterday. So 1 jar of tomato juice, we'll get that in. And then I have a tomato juice in the fridge I have to go grab. It didn't seal, and rather than like can it, I just popped it in the fridge the one day, and I was like, well, when we have the chili, I'll bring that out and use it up right away. Okay. Yeah, I think I want another jar because I want this to make a lot, because I want to have enough for supper too. I mean, everybody brings a lunch, but I always welcome them into whatever we're having as well, just in case they want something kind of like hot or different or whatever, more. Oh, I should get the lid onto this so that can get heating. I have that on low. I'll probably have to add some more liquid to the sausage gravy. Actually, I'm going to put it on high right now so it can really get hot. I'm gonna get this plugged in. Oh, these new cords, they don't reach anywhere. We'll turn that one sideways. Turn this one sideways. We better move the butter. No, we're gonna have to turn it sideways this way. There we go. All right, here's the other jar. Get this in, and I'll make plenty of noodles. 2 cups of noodles. Ooh, this is gonna get full. This is gonna get full. 2 cups of noodles is gonna fill this right up. Maria and I are gonna be going out and doing pipe. Warren thought 9 o'clock. So yeah, we don't have a lot of time here. That's why I'm really not getting ready for the day or anything. I didn't take a shower after I did my patio workout, because I was just like, why? What's the point of that? It's raining. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get dirty. We'll just shower at the end of the day. I'm trying to remember our conversation from last night. Do I have to wait for you to do the ditch edge? To rake the ditch edge over there?
No, because the pipe's going to be away from...
It's totally going to be away.
What we do is do the south line.
Yep, first, and that one's going to go like across the dike, kind of.
The dike, yep.
Okay.
You're
All right.
Have to, where that road comes in across the pump back ditch,
Yeah.
you're going to have to make a break there, and then you don't put the pipe across that road.
Yeah. So then like double them up, or no?
Usually I put like 3 hooked together, and then double up, and then continue with the line. just so that that driveway is clear. So whatever pipe is going to end up in that driveway, it could be two. You double them up, either on that side or that side of the road.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And just make sure you want the pipe far over, but you don't want it all the way on the very edge of the pump back ditch, because that's really rocky and not real straight.
Okay.
So kind of where the dike starts to go down, you lay it right there.
Right there. Okay.
You want your pipe not in a low spot where you feel like water and freezes rain.
Okay.
And they got to, once they get down with the blowers, then the other two lines can go to the north on the far side.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Yep. I just want to talk you through some of what is going on here right now. So I am pulling pipe out of the bed, and I mean, we showed you that yesterday, and anyway, it just looks the same except today I'm in the water, which is a lot harder, I have to say. I don't normally do this part. Normally I'm up there, like someone has already pulled the pipe, and then I'm up there lifting and hooking it up. But anyway, I'm getting it done. But even with that clarification, it's a good thing that Warren's position is up on the semi-trailer leveling the load, because I was completely doing the wrong line, even after our conversation last night and then getting clarification this morning. Anyway, so Maria, she's my helper, and so what she does is when I get the pipe basically over to like there's a ditch right there, you know, it's kind of deep. So when I get the pipe over there, then she grabs it and helps lay it down, because when it's extended out so far, it's actually pretty heavy. At least for me, it is. Over there, let me zoom in. All right, so over there, we've got Peter and Liam, each on a four-wheeler, and they have a boom hooked between both four-wheelers, and they're doing what we call the cleanup round. And you can see maybe a couple of other people over there, maybe not on Peter's side, but it looks like over on the other side where there's more fruit. We've got Emma, and she is pushing the cranberries out of the grass and into, like, more into the water so the boom can catch those cranberries. And they're going to just do that very, very slowly. It's such a slow process, all the way down to that end right there, and add them like to the regular boom, and they'll do that, what they call the cleanup round. It's just like the last cranberries that either went over the top of the boom, you know, in the first booming, you know, it's just the extras that kind of got left behind. It's the stragglers. The stragglers. I line up with where the main pipe is down there, and then I'm also looking for this sort of opening right here. And I'm gonna walk until I get to the pipe. I'll be able to feel it. I'll be able to see it too. There we go. There it is. So I'm going to lift that out, lift it over to the edge, and then Maria will grab it. All right, camera has to go back in the pocket for this work. Warren makes this all look so effortless. Oh, if you're watching this, Warren, you do. You make this look effortless. Maria and I have been monkeying around for 10 minutes trying to get the last pipe out of what's called, I guess it's kind of called like the dog leg. Excuse me. We have been wiggling and wiggling and pulling and twisting and turning. I mean, he just does it, and it's no big deal. So anyway, Liam and Peter have finished with that cleanup round, booming that, and so they're now helping with pipe on this bed. And I call down to Peter. I'm like, Peter, how do you get this pipe out of here? He's like, I don't know, I can't get this pipe out. So I put Maria in charge. Maria, you're not wiggling.
I cannot.
You cannot?
I cannot get it out.
Well, keep wiggling. Do anything you can. I'm gonna go down, although it looks like maybe Peter got it because now I see them walking and moving, and so just a sec. Peter, did you get that pipe out? All right, the guys got the pipe out before I even got down there by them. I was gonna give it a try, even though I can't even get this one out. Look at that straight line of pipe.
Yeah,
We're definitely hoping for an atta-girl for that, aren't we?
definitely.
Definitely. Nice work, Maria.
Nice work, Mom.
Thanks. The boys left us. What's
Yeah.
that all about?
I saw them looking at us, and then they just got on the four-wheeler and drove away.
Drove away. Now we're supposed to do this middle bed of pipe?
I don't know if I feel like we should ask Dad.
Well, it's got to be done. Maybe they had to go and take the four-wheeler for trash. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
All right, well, let's do some of it because we do have to get in to make some lunch. We got to get in there and make sure that we get those biscuits ready and stuff.
It's 11:23, so maybe we should go in right now.
I guess I forgot to film at lunchtime, but lunch was a hit. So biscuits and gravy. I added a lot of milk to it. It needed, I think I added at least 2 cups of milk, probably even a little bit more to get it nice and runny. I wanted it pretty thin-ish. I wanted it to be able to go pretty far. But anyway, so that is just about gone. I think I had only one taker on the chili. That's all right. That will just keep warm for supper. Now over here in the Instant Pot, I'm going to make eggs. I have 13 eggs in here. I have 13 eggs in here. I have 13 eggs in here. So I'm going to get those in here, make some hard-boiled eggs. 5 minutes. I do the 5-5-5 method. So I set this for 5 minutes. Once it comes up to pressure, that's what that 5 means. It'll pressure cook for 5 minutes. Then when that timer goes off, I hit cancel. And I set a timer for 5 minutes. Let it naturally come down in pressure for 5 minutes. And then when that timer goes off, I put them into a ice water bath for 5 minutes. And then they end up being just the perfect hard-cooked eggs. They really just turn out so perfectly. Right, I'm actually going to go get more eggs because I might as well. All right, I filled it up. I'm doing 18 eggs. Let's get this in place. Close. Let's get it set to sealing. Let's get it on pressure cook. 5 minutes. Then we'll go pressure level, high. Let it do its thing. Oh, and the apple. This is almost gone. Doesn't look like much, but there is something. It almost turns into a little bit of like kind of a butterscotch flavor, like a butterscotch brownie kind of flavor, something like that. This is really delicious, and it would be really good, I think, with lots of different fruits. I think peaches in here would be delicious. Pears would be delicious. I might change up the cinnamon and maybe just do a tiny bit of nutmeg if I did those fruits. Cranberries would be really good. Cranberries and apples together. This is a really yummy, it gets kind of this like little bit of a crunchy edge to it. Delicious. I also decided that I should get my bread machine going for me too. I do want to get out and do some editing. That's why I'm trying to get all of these things kind of ready here, or get my appliances working for me. So I already have water and sugar in here. I'm just making a really nice soft sandwich loaf. 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 cup of oil. I'm using olive oil. I would not recommend doing this full recipe in your bread machine, which is what I'm doing. But I've done this so many times, I don't mind. What's going to happen is this bread is going to puff so far up, it's going to touch the lid of the bread machine. Well, this one kind of humps up. I haven't made this recipe in my new bread machine, my garage sale bread machine, but in my other one, it would puff way up and then it would kind of be a mess. So it's kind of messy. Still, I like doing it in my bread machine, so I deal with the mess. But you could cut this recipe in half so you only make one loaf. Ah, the flies this time of year. Make sure your bread, or make sure that the flour is fluffed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeast, I need 1.5 tablespoons. Oh, wow. All right, and this is 1/2 tablespoon, so 1/2, 1, 1.5. Most bread machines will recommend that you not exceed 4 cups of flour. So, like I said, if you don't want to mess, don't do what I'm doing. All right, this is already done. So I'm just going to hit cancel. We'll set the timer for 5 minutes. I do say this every time, but a few minutes in, always check. I actually just did it and forgot to film it, so always just kind of run a spatula or something around the edge just to be sure. Just to be sure that all of the yeast is getting mixed in, and so is the flour. I got going on editing, and then Maria started cleaning one of the schoolroom closets, and I completely forgot that the bread was rising out here. Completely forgot about it. So this is what I mean by, if you don't want to mess, don't do this, because it is kind of a mess. Just sandwich loaves.
So much.
Yes, it did. So what really works is to just leave this open and let it dry, and then all that bread dough, all the little bits that are left in here, they'll just flake off, and then I'll just dump it out. This is going to make 2 large loaves of bread. So I'm going to get this divided in half. Actually, one of my pans is a little bigger than the other one, so I'm not going to do it quite in half. So soft, pillowy. I decided for tomorrow's lunch, I'm going to make some egg salad since I'm making that bread. And so I'm going to get that going right now. After all the semis went in for today, then Warren had to get out here and rake this bed. So they are going to wrap up the bed they were working on today, the cranberry bed. They'll wrap that up right away tomorrow morning. At least that's what it looks like from here. It looks like it won't be long. And so he needs to be able to make sure that he gets this bed raked, because so much of the stress, I guess, if you will, during cranberry harvest is water levels. There's a different water level that's needed for taking out the pipe, raking the ditch edge, raking the center of the bed, booming the bed. They all require different levels of water, starting with the lowest amount of water for taking out the pipe all the way to the deepest water for booming. And so, like, if he were to not finish this tonight, then what would happen is that the water would get too high overnight, and he wouldn't be able to see his line of where he's, where he's harvesting. So that's what's happening here. That's why the sun is starting to go down. When Maria and I were walking out here, the sky still had that pink. We can kind of still see it through the trees a little bit. Kind of this like beautiful pinkish lavender.
Clouds.
Yeah, just the clouds, everything were so pretty, but it's going down quickly. And so Warren is trying to get this done. It looks like he's got, what would you say, Maria? How many more rounds does he have to make?
2, 3.
I was just going to say, probably, I would say 3 to 4. It's always a bigger space out there when you get out there than it is when you're looking this direction. All right, well, this looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is.
froggies.
I'm sure there's frogs all over the place.
It's a baby mushroom.
Isn't it cute? Well, he's coming to tell us something.
Or wonder what we want.
Maybe.
Why are you filming me? Do you need something?
Are you coming to tell us something? Are you coming to tell us something?
Oh, I thought maybe you were coming to tell me something.
I was right.
I'm just running out of daylight.
I know.
This was so hard because the sun was right in my eyes.
Oh,
I couldn't see anything. Oh, it was just miserable. Absolutely miserable. But we're past that now. Now I just got to finish before it's dark.
I know. How many more rounds do you have?
Probably 4 or 5.
Ooh, see, it's way more than we thought.
Yeah. These beds are wide,
Yeah.
so I can't talk. I gotta.
Nope, we didn't think so. We were just coming down for a walk and
Yeah, it's a nice night.
wanted to see the crop, and
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah.
You got that pipe out that we couldn't get out.
Yeah.
What was the hot tip?
It was pinched on the top of the fitting, and
Yeah.
we had to lift the fitting up. So basically, rotate the main line just enough, and then it comes right.
Oh, we lifted and lifted and lifted and that's what I said before. I said, you make it look effortless.
Yeah, but I've been doing this 30 years.
I know. Well, late night supper tonight. I think everyone is going to have a little bit of chili and some bread and basically go to bed.
Yeah.
Good morning. We're on to another day here of cranberry harvest, but of course, I'm in my kitchen. I'll be sharing some food. I have 1.5 pounds of bear meat here. I'm making dirty rice for lunch. So I had just I put this in the microwave for a little bit to thaw. And I have a little olive oil in here. And I'm just going to get the meat browning. I like to add onion to the dirty rice. Dirty rice is just a box mix from Aldi. I've had a lot of questions about bear meat, and I know I've answered some people in the comments. Bear meat is like richer, I guess, or sometimes people describe it as sweeter. It's not quite as gamey, I don't think, as venison. I guess it depends on what the bear eats. So Warren says, I guess our bear should taste like Pop-Tarts, right? It's just a little bit like richer or sweeter. We trimmed it so lean, like just got every bit of fat off of it, because the fat, I'm not a fan of bear fat at all. I don't really like the flavor of it. I know some people render it down and they love it, love it, love it. I don't, and so I wouldn't find myself cooking with it. So we just get rid of all the fat. Yep, I'm chopping onions, Maria. That's why you smell onions. Get that onion in there. I'm also going to salt the meat just a little bit, not very much. Plenty of pepper. That's what ground bear meat looks like. I mean, it's very, very red. It's a very deep red. Oh, you can't even see it because of the steam. I also have more bread going. So I made the other day, I made a sandwich, soft sandwich loaves. I made 2 of them. And they're gone already. We did have egg salad, and we did have chili, and we did have, you know, harvest cruet, and I'm sure that they were having some of it too. Making another batch of that, so 2 more loaves. And I would like to do something with apples today. I have a lot of apples. Emily had come over last week and we picked apples, so I really want to do something with those. I made applesauce the other day, not a lot. I mean, I think I made like 4 quarts of applesauce, just a small amount out of the Macintosh apples because those were getting soft the fastest. My thought was to make something apple, but Maria asked, she's like, what about something pumpkin? So I changed it up here. We're going to make some pumpkin bars with cream cheese frosting. And what's nice about this recipe is I literally put everything in here and I just whip it really well. So easy, so fast. Takes 4 eggs. We have a lot of eggs right now, so it's a great call on her part. Mixing up homemade pumpkin bars literally takes about 5 minutes. This is a 10 by 15 Pyrex dish. All right, the bear and onion is completely cooked. We're going to get in 5 cups. I'm doing a double of the box mix. So 5 cups of water. You can add a little bit more oil or butter to this mixture if you want. I put a little olive oil in when I cook the meat down. Just like the box says, I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down, cover it, simmer it, 20-25 minutes, really just until the rice is not soft. You want the rice to be cooked through. And with these cast iron Dutch ovens like this, they retain the heat for a long time. So once it's done, I'll leave it right on the stove here, turned off though, and then when it's lunchtime, I can just turn it back on to low. It'll still be pretty warm though. All right, that's mixed well. Turn up the heat, bring that to a boil. The other day when I made this bread, I waited too long after the timer went off because I was busy editing a video and I didn't get back to it right away, and it kept rising and rising and rising and rising, and it made a huge mess. So I guess you can, if you get to it right away, you can do 6 cups of flour in your bread machine without making a mess. You just have to get back to it soon enough. All right, let's get this dumped out. Same thing as the other day. I have one pan that's a little bit larger, one pan that's a little smaller. So I'm going to divide this kind of not quite exactly in half. But look at how pillowy soft this dough is. Yes, Maria, do you need something?
Hold on.
It's pretty quiet in the house. It usually is actually pretty quiet in the house during harvest because, well,
You guys not in the house.
the boys are working, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the boys are the loud ones, but I will say that 2 people are quieter than 4 people. That's what I'll say. All right, let's see. Not quite in half. Whew.
Whoa, that's awesome. I'm gonna go for some hydrogen blocks.
Okay. And this is so forgiving. I'm just going to roll it tightly. You want to roll it tightly. Helium.
Okay, it's not that, because that's lighter than it.
Oh, mm-hmm.